And hello and welcome, race fans, to season 2 of the OB Builders Cup Series here from virtual Daytona. I'm Sheldon Atkins, joined in the booth by my good friend Roger Pierce, and down the production truck we got Austin Derbyshire clicking all the buttons, making sure everything looks pretty. And tonight we have, the beginning of the season, 325 miles of Daytona presented by Team Conti Sim Performance Setup Shop. And we saw a lot of great action earlier as we get a look at the Google Earth view of the Speedway. Saw a lot of great action in the duels, a lot of aggressive racing, a lot of chaotic moments start to form themselves. And Roger, with the 325 miles added onto this thing here tonight, what would your strategy be starting this thing out? What are you feeling right now if you're sitting on the grid here?
Man, pace yourself, right? It's a long race. It's a lot of aggression. I actually tuned into the duels last week. I watched them. A lot of great racing, a lot of good racers in this league. Excited to see it. I think it's going to be a long year, and these drivers need to strap in.
Absolutely, long season. Full season this year for OB. They started a little bit midway through the season last year, but quickly established themselves as, I would have to honestly say, the best weekly or weekday racing series on the service. This league has put together some great moments as we get ready to kick things off here. Roger, why don't you give me some of them keys to the race here tonight?
All right, well, keys to the race, keep the car under you. As we've seen this week, it can be really loose out on corner exit. You got a hot track temp at 86 degrees with some high wind coming out of the corner. That's the first one. Second one, it's a long one. Pace yourself. Like I said, 325 miles, 130 laps. You have to be in there and at the end, right? You're going to see green flag stops. You're going to see strategy. You're going to see team games. You're going to see all that. And then the last one, don't die. It's play track, right? So you want to make it to the end.
Absolutely, making it to the end, the most important thing. We saw a lot of drivers that had a lot of opportunity last night in the Daytona 500, which we are all slowly beginning to recover from. Just, dominate and early, starting actually with the champion of last season right there, the 10 Machine Sean Conklin, after a dominating performance. Won just about everything he could win here with a 15-win season. Brandon Pasolacco was able to work his way into second place by the end of the season over Justin Levine, third, fourth, Patrick Gitter, and fifth, Lou Christian running at the top five. And what a great season of racing we saw there. I guess we'll call it the sixth place finisher too, old Roger Pierce, with the big win last season at Las Vegas. But
yeah, I mean, this league's super fun, man. It was a blast. These admins put on a really good show. A lot of good drivers coming here, and like you said, it's probably the best weekly series on the sim.
Absolutely. And also that great group of drivers. We got a lot of new faces that popped their way in. A lot of the dominating forces from last year moving on to different pastures. I wouldn't say greener, but doing a little something different this season. But a lot of unfamiliarity coming into the season, and how much does that really change the dynamic here after, you've spent 36 weeks, week in and week out, against the same guys all year long the year before, and now you got a bunch of guys that are a little green behind the ears?
Well, I mean, I think it adds to it, right? I mean, a lot of these guys know each other. We race each other weekly. And then you have these new faces that no one really knows, or if they do know, they see them from time to time. So within this year, they're going to learn their racing style. They're going to learn when they're aggressive, and it's going to be exciting to see these new faces, who's going to come out on top.
Absolutely. But we got two old-timers, two return drivers, regulars of the series, starting this thing off in the front row on the pole with a rocket of a lap time is with the Bing Crosby pole award is going to be Ben Crosby pole award. It's the 11 machine of Paul Gallimore. Second place is Shane Davis. Third on the grid is going to be Matt DiCiani with Jordan Slater in the 92 machine in fourth. Fifth place off the grid is going to be Thomas George with Randy Mullins in sixth. Seventh place off the grid is going to be Nicholas Isaacs, followed by Chris Vinson, Justin Levine, and Greg Carr, rounding out the top 10, Roger.
Yeah, and then we got 11th, Adam Benefiel. 12th will be Louis C. Becerra. Dustin Hall, 13th. Kevin Sozak, 14th. Jose Medina in 15th. Keith Long, 16th. Patrick Gitter in 17th. And Chris Crosby, 18th. Brandon Pascalacqua, 19th. And Chris Hudson in 20th.
And 21st place off the grid here is going to be the two machine of Joshua Hyatt with Tim Wortman Jr. in 22nd. 23rd on the grid is going to be Daniel Wiles with William Deeney in 24th. 25th place is going to be Chris Davis, followed by Lou Christian in the 3 machine in 26th. 27th is going to be Brian Johnson in the 4 with Rich Kleiman in 28th. And running out top 30, going to be Joseph Causey and Shane Clore in the 72.
Yeah, in 31st, we have Kevin Ruff and Evan C. in 32nd. Kyle Holden in 33rd. Alexander Carr in 34th. Russell Black, 35th. John Binder in 36th. PB Henry, 37th. Paul Whitley in 38th. Paul Hill Jr., 39th. And Derek Heitman in 40th.
What a stacked field. I mean, these are some of the best. We get to see them go at it again for another season here as we work down the back straightaway. And who are you going to be keeping your eye on here tonight, Roger?
I got a few. I mean, DeCiani, Gitter, Heitman, really good teammates. They all work together really well, and they're really good play track racers. But then there's that 19 car, Justin Levine.
Oh, he'd slap you for saying anything about him.
I know. I'm waiting for it. But you got to look out for him. But then you have the Sly Fox, Adam Benefield. He's there at the end.
It's definitely going to be a difficult one to pick. I got to go with the underdog favorite of mine, though. I got to go with that 43 machine of Chris Hudson. Always seems to find himself in the mix at the closing stages as we see the iRacing pace truck make its way off the track into the restart zone, and the flag is in the air. We are underway, and the 2026 season of OB Builders Cup Series starts now from Daytona.
Look at that. DeCiani already given the push to Paul Gallimore. Coming out of 2. Looks like the bottom line's got the momentum early, but that top line surges like we saw. Already got one bowing out, though. He doesn't like what he sees.
And I'm loving how accurate that is looking, too, because that's what we saw in the first duel a handful of minutes ago. That outside line just comes back with a vengeance. Inside line works for a bit, but there was a lot of surge and a lot of breakaway up top. Right now, though, to lead lap 1, it's going to be a drag race across the stripe, and Bayern knows it's going to be the pole sitter, Paul Gallimore, but he's getting eaten alive quick because Shane Davis has a whole bunch of help behind him with the 54 machine of Randy Mullins.
Yeah, and Shane Davis, I mean, I forgot about him, and I'm sorry I did. Shane Davis is so good. It's him and Chris together. They're really good play track racers. They have high IQ. Excited to see what they're going to do.
Absolutely. And looking much racier than what we saw last year at the Super Speedways. Vincent sliding himself in now as Mullins is taking charge of the inside lane in the 54 machine. But the inside getting a really good head of steam here. Gallimore pretty much picking the tires up off on the back of the 54 machine to push him across the line. Lap 2, going to go to Randy Mullins.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing some aggressive pushing up front, but if you see a little bit mired back, they're kind of spaced apart. They're about a car length away from each other. No one's really super aggressive. I like what I see early.
We have a really long race ahead of us, so these guys certainly going to want to take care of each other here, especially a little bit further in the back. And, I'm sure fuel mileage is also going to be a massive factor here today. With 130 laps, that's that's just 70 laps short of the full length of what we saw last night.
Yeah, I don't remember if this league is 100% fuel or not. I don't know. If we're looking at 100% fuel, it's around 40 to 43 laps. So some of these guys might already be on save mode.
Yeah, pretty sure I don't think they changed the fuel cells this season, so I'm positive we're still running the 100% cell. Something I love about this league, there's no crazy gimmicks, no playoffs, no stages. You just get out there, you run what you got, and you try to save your tires and drive it to the end.
Exactly. And there was one rule about this league that I really enjoyed, and that was the pit road rule, where you had to stay on the right side. there's so many pit road games that are played on iRacing, and the fact that this league enforced the pit road rule was actually very challenging and very fun.
Yeah, you gotta run it like you would in real life, which is what makes this a great series. Also, a late entrant to the racing surface here missed the start. The 64 machine, Russell Black, got a long way to go if he wants to find himself back into the graces, because starting this thing off, 4 or 5 laps down, is not necessarily what you want to do here.
No, but good on him for starting the race. I mean, if some cars get wrecked out, there's points for him. It's a long season. I mean, we joined late last year, our team did, and it's about the races that you're in and the points you gather.
You guys really had to do some clawing to make some headway in the points last season, because I think it was about 4 or 5 races into the season the Ryko cars showed up and snuck up the mix for the rest of us.
Something like that. I think Kansas was our first race.
Yep. Down the back straightaway right now, inside line with the breakaway. Paul Gallimore leading this charge of 40 drivers into turn 3. And I'll tell you what a great week he's had so far. Great couple weeks he's had so far here for OB at Daytona. Did well in the duels, qualified on the pole, and now just sitting here, pacing the field on that bottom line. It's got to be a great feeling for him. Last season wasn't necessarily the season that he was looking for here in the OB Motors Cup Series, and this year really starting things off on the right foot.
Exactly. Momentum is key in leagues, right? The more momentum you have, the better headspace you're in going into the next week. And I mean, Paul is very good. Paul's a very good racer, especially at plate tracks. Like I said, I watched the duels last week. The moves he made, the pushes he made, they were very smart. They were calculated. I'm excited to see it.
Right now, third lane forming up against the line, and of course, who's going to be leading that? Well, it's not leading anymore. Ducks down, trying to take over that middle line now. Covering both lanes. Can't quite make up his mind, but Justin Levine making aggressive moves early here. Fades to the bottom, back up to the top, now picking up the nose of Derek Heitman coming out of the tri-oval. And you're going to watch that car right there all race long. If there's a run to be had, you'll find that yellow Team Conti Sim Performance machine somewhere around it, because he's constantly sniffing here. See him working to the outside of the 25 machine here, and they get a huge run down this back straightaway, and a little off center there for Paul Hill, but he makes it work. He tucks in line behind the Fortis Chevrolet. Doesn't quite have a hold, though. Has to go back up to the outside.
Yeah, Bill's back in. Derek Heitman giving a great push to Justin Levine in the middle of the corner. Just don't want to get a little too swirly on exit there. Car looks pretty stable, but they're trying to get that middle line momentum going. They just need some more cars.
I gotta give a quick shout out for that livery on that 25 machine. Greg Carr's brought a pretty cool looking paint here. Kind of reminds me of the old, it's like a kind of bit of a fusion of Kenny Schrader paint schemes there. You got the Skull Bandit colors with the Hendrick 25. I dig it.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I always love a solid metallic paint scheme. I'm sure you've noticed that racing with me for the past year or two by now.
Yeah, the metallics are always fun. Not great on the graphics card, but they look good.
I'm entitled to steal at least 5 of your frames per second. Right now, everybody running pretty calm here right now, all things considered. Gallimore holding up that inside line, trying to hang on to the lead as much as he possibly can. Does not want to get stuck in the traffic here because there's so much, a little bit of a wiggle out of turn 2, but he keeps it pointed right. It's so difficult when you get mired back in this pack, though, to make anything happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this package is different, right? But last year at Talladega was my first time plate racing with these guys, and it was so different. I mean, there's just a variety of skill level in this group, and you have guys who are still learning how to do it, and you have guys that have perfected how to do it. So my advice to these guys who are still learning how to do it: get in with these guys who are making these pushes, who are making these passes, and you'll learn a lot just while following them.
And 11 laps into the race and up to the point, the 19 machine of Justin Levine making his presence known early. And it looks like he's got some pretty committed helpers here with him right now. Heitman has been glued to that back bumper for the past handful of laps. And Paul Hill has been following these guys every which way around this speedway. So looks like some of them early season friendships starting to get locked in pretty quick.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to take. You need to have friends out here. Gator, though, with a great push. I mean, he is trying to get that high line going.
Oh, a little dicey there, though. We were talking about that Chevy nose last night, and looked like it almost caught another victim there. Brett Carr got knocked down the hill just a little bit. Good save by the 25. Smart move, though, by Gitter. You heard him crack the throttle there. And Gitter's somebody that's, got a lot of skill, a lot of experience here on this sim, and he knows when something's not going to work. You see him duck down to the bottom here, pick up his teammate DeCiani, and probably going to opt to ride it out here for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we're 12 laps in. These guys are doing pretty good. Not too much excitement. I don't really see that top line rolling unless they get a good group together.
And right now, I think it might be a little bit car related. Some of these guys, they got cars that are real good at leading a line. You got them trimmed out well. And then you got other guys that are just really good at pushing. Got a little bit more rake in the back. Car can handle a few more blows here and there. Not quite as low on the carbon floor. A little bit more downforce goes a long way, especially when you're in the draft. Once you leave the line, it's kind of like you're a brick. And it's just, it's all about how you build the car, all about preference, too.
Oh, Russell Black joining the party. He's in the ball.
Up into the fence. Keeps it up on the outside line here, though. Doesn't really cause much issue. Everybody scatters here. Make sure that he has the room to recover, but that's a costly blow because that looks like a lot of damage to that machine.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there. I don't know if you saw him coming or not, but he was just a little too low when the pack was there.
That's heartbreaking, the way this race started out for Russell Black.
Yeah, a little bit of damage on that right front. Nose is pushed in.
I think maybe a toe link.
A little bit.
It looks like it's towed in.
Yep. Right there. Out. Yeah, you see him.
Yeah. I saw it when he had that second wiggle up into the wall while the pack was passing him. I had a feeling, and that right there confirms it.
Yeah, I mean, these cars are really strong, right? But if your wheel's not straight when you're hitting the wall and there's a little bit of an angle in your wheel and you hit it, you're going to get toe damage very easily.
I hated Russell Black, too, because that's somebody that came to the party late last season for this series, and he put on some really good showings with the, limited track time that he had in the OB Builders Cup Series. Every week, solid top 10, top 5 run. Just clicked them off week after week. May not be a great start for him for the season here at Daytona, but definitely be looking forward to seeing what he does here in the weeks to come.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time. I mean, everybody has good races. Everyone has bad. Like, that's just the nature of the beast. And this one's just going to have to click off as a bad. I mean, there's a chance you can get it fixed. Hopefully it's less than 2 minutes. I doubt it, but if we get a caution, you can get it fixed and you can get rounded right back up.
How about the pace right now? Levine got the lead, and all these other lines just broke up.
Yeah, I mean, you said it earlier. The setups in the car. I mean, this is an open series, so there's different shops, different setups these guys are running, and everyone's running just something a little bit different. They're not all the same.
And even, driver to driver in the same shop, everybody's adjusting on something. Either, making tweaks or you're not winning.
Exactly. You have to learn. You got to learn those little tricks.
It looks like Justin's figured something out because that car has been hooked up all week here from Daytona. The car's starting to tuck out here on the outside line. Looks like, is that Causey leading that second group up there?
I believe it is.
Oh, imagine that. Surprised it took him this long to start getting aggressive.
Oh. Yeah, he was really fun to race against last year. I really never got to race against him, so this was my first time doing it, and I thought I was aggressive.
Yeah, Kazi is a very, very interesting individual. He will race you to the point where you absolutely just want to drive down to his house and knock him out. But at the same time, he's probably got one of the biggest hearts out of anybody on this service. I mean, I don't think there's a person out there that he hasn't helped at some point. And look at that outside line, building a good run here. Brian Johnson up to the back bumper, that 88 machine here out of turn 4, and they are making some headway and pulling a bunch of cars with them now that everybody's seeing that outside line's viable again.
I mean, that's all it takes. If you get a good pusher behind you, pushing you, making some moves, people are going to see that and they're going to start moving up, and you're just going to build momentum. I mean, Chris Hudson's really good here, and you're seeing it. I mean, he's getting right on the rear bumper, pushing through the corner, but lifting off to get air. And I think you're going to see this line surge here before long.
Chris Hudson's one of those guys I see a lot of potential. Put together some really good runs last year, especially on the road courses. And just all around great guy. So hoping for good for him this year. I mean, it's in part paint scheme though. That P51 Mustang look on that 43 car, it does something for me.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice scheme.
And normally I don't like chrome, but in that situation, how can you not? Outside line with a good pull here, though. Causey's still getting a bunch of help from that 4 machine of Brian Johnson. And right behind him, somebody we haven't talked about much, that 95 machine of PB Henry. I think of aggressive moves here at these super speedways. I think of PB.
PB's new to this league, I believe, right? But I've known PB for years.
Yeah, we all have, man.
And
he'll drive the wheels off the thing, but he'll find a way to make it work.
So, quick story with PB. When I was coming up through the ranks, it was me and PB. We were always second split NIS, and man, I could never beat him. For like a year and a half, it was him and I would always finish P2. That kid can drive, and it's really good to see him in here. Call this race with him in here. Good to see that he's still on the sim, doing well.
Yeah, looks like he's switched up shop this year too with the CFM stickers on board.
Yeah, I thought he was on Legacy, so that's pretty interesting to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see him making a potentially positive move here. He's got a little bit of teammate help right there behind him with the 333 machine of Evan C.
You want to talk about someone that showed up on the scene? Evan C. He has shown a lot of speed, and It's impressive. Coming from the dirt pro side to being like, I want to drive asphalt, and then just getting right into it. I mean,
yeah. Evan is a very capable and well-rounded driver, as we see working past a little bit of lap traffic here. And Russell Black is not going to give up, which you love to see it, but God, I hate it for him at the same time because you know that thing is just trying to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a little too close to the field for comfort. Got to try to keep it up on that wall when the cars are going by.
Yeah, but with that toe damage, though, too, at the same time, it's got to be pretty tricky for him to try and get the thing out of the way.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have so much air being pushed up towards the wall, and if you're towed out, I mean, you're just wheeling it, and it's loose up there. We're talking about the wind. It's 12 mile an hour. It bumped up.
Definitely a sketchy situation here at Daytona. Outside line, hanging tight, though, not really putting together much of a charge, though. This guy's not able to stay together the way they want. And I feel like a part of that's probably got to do with that loose sensation that we saw these guys fighting with all night last night. Guarantee you we got a good touch of that here.
I mean, I would think so. I think we got some coolant issues too. I don't think that third car is close enough. And I mean, we're getting some surges, but they're just having problems with the cooling. I mean, you got to lift here in the corner, get your temps and start pushing down the straights. And as you see here, they're kind of getting to that.
You know, we're talking about cooling issues. One thing I want everybody knows here, keep an eye on that 19 machine of Justin up here as we work through the tri-oval. We're coming to 1 and 2 here, and you see how he's got the nose of that 76 machine of Heitman. Now we'll watch. Levine's going to send it up the hill here. That allows that car right behind him, the pusher, to be able to get air to that front radiator and cool that car down a little bit, then tucks right back down in front of him, gets the draft all the way down the straightaway. You're going to see the same exact thing through 3 and 4 here. And that right there, that requires a lot of trust in the guy behind you, because you do that with the wrong person, they're going to try and stuff the nose under there, and you're going to get hung out to dry. That's how you know Justin's completely confident with the help he has right now.
Absolutely. And then on the other end of that, you see Derek moving up just a little bit, and that's another trick that not a lot of people know. If you come up with them, right, you still get your nose out, but you keep that draft more, because either it's a lift or a little drag of the brake, and you're going to keep in that draft, and they're going to get right connected on corner exit and be ready to go for the push. It's super hard to break that connection.
That is two incredibly talented super speedway drivers just off on a Thursday night cruise together. So far, we made the first 26 laps without too much issue. Means for too long here, these guys are going to start focusing on when we're coming in.
Yeah, and I mean, pit stops are crucial. We talked about it last night. The cone got moved back around 200 feet. People don't practice pit stops at plate races till it's muscle memory, and we saw some penalties, we saw some spins. I mean, it's going to be really important that you hit your marks.
Yeah, I mean, we even saw that in the first duel tonight too. It was like Casey Mears had issues getting in, and that race is going to leave a bad taste in the mouth for a bit.
I'm kind of curious though. Justin wasn't leading this whole thing, so I'm wondering what his fuel's at, because he's probably a couple laps better than I would think, but he's going to be leading the charge on when these guys are going to pit, or they're going to split them. I mean, you don't want to necessarily be that lead car.
You got to remember too, though, he was leading the charge on the third lane too, which really drinks up the racing fuel here. Yeah,
I mean, these guys are doing good times. I mean, they're hauling. 45s are pretty fast. You're getting around 198 to 200 as the lead car.
I can assure you that Justin, Heitman, Hill, and Conti will most definitely all pit together here.
Yeah, I mean, I see DC.
If Conti can never find his way down.
Mired back there, and I see all those guys going together.
So the line looked like it was going to be viable there for a bit. They've gotten to about the midsection here, and they've just completely stalled out.
Yeah, I just think PB's a little too far back. I don't think he's close enough to get LaFour, Brian Johnson close enough to Conti on corner exit. Oh,
here we go. DeCiani and Gitter tucking up to the top. This is really going to change things. And look at the run they built through 3 and 4, just the two of them in tandem. DeCiani all over the back bumper of his Fortis teammate as we work into the tri-oval here. Patrick Gitter holding a steady wheel here, trying to find a way up to the front of the pack. Now they just got to wait for those cars behind them to start catching up. Mullins tries to tuck out, gets hung out to dry. Here comes Conti up to the back bumper of the 5 machine.
Yeah, Mullins did a good move there. He just kind of slid up a little too far and just couldn't get back down in front of Conti. But his teammate behind him lifted, let him in. He didn't lose too many spots. That's gonna slow down the top line momentum though. Gitter and DeCiani needed them there for when they were get there. But here we go. We're gonna see some surge here.
And Good heavy push here through 3 and 4. Gallimore thinks about it, but tucks back in on the bottom line. Siani right back up to the rear bumper, the 21 machine. A little bit of a stall inside line with a heavy surge here, led by Justin Levine. Right there, I wonder, is Skidder able to get a little bit of that draft off of Levine when he comes up off the bottom like that?
It's a little bit. It's not a lot. They made the side draft very neutral now. So you get more draft from the cars. So if these cars on the bottom stick out more, like Paul right there, Heitman more than not, Gator's getting some of that draft.
Good push there.
This package has just changed. It's just like they've changed the side drafting, they've changed the pushing. I mean, it's very fun. It's a very fun package. I'm glad that they did something with these cars to make them fun again. But I just wish the side drafting was a little bit stronger, because you used to be able to hold that bottom line and pull them back, and that's what would help the surges.
I feel like the side draft and the bump draft being a little bit stronger would be able to make it really fun. So I think we make the bump drafting any stronger, we'll end up with the tandem package again. But I mean, I wouldn't complain about that.
The tandem would be fun, especially if you got someone that you know really well, you can work with someone. I mean, you would see some crazy moves, I think.
Remember when the Xfinity car still had a little bit of the tandem left in it back when I first started on the sim back in 2018? My first makeshift teammate, a guy that I'd met on here through league, his name was Frank Rossini. We'd come to these super speedways, and I'd get him to lock bumpers with me, and he would just push me laps on end all the way around the track. Wouldn't come off the bumper, nothing. One of the best pushers I've ever come across on the sim. We won so many races with that combination.
I mean, that's how it works. I mean, my old team, Brantley Roden, Daryl Young, those guys are plate track guys, and for about a year, all I did was plate track racing, and I learned so much. I learned more about pushing, more about being pushed, the lines, the air, and I thought I was a good plate track racer before. But when you get to work with those guys who have a little bit more experience, you just open up that brain and soak in all that knowledge, and it helps in these.
Roden, that is a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Oh yeah, Brantley. I don't know if I've heard of Frank.
Oh yeah, he was when we first started One Sim, he was with us. He and I got recruited over to Pinnacle, which was a kind of a development team for Nexus back in the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we did really good at Daytona. And then we went to Kentucky. We did really good at Kentucky. I threw a bunch of changes at the VRS set one year for Legacy Kentucky, because I realized the car wouldn't hold the bottom and everybody was running the top. So I was like, well, let's see if I can't make it work on the bottom. Well, we won a bunch of races at Kentucky, got recruited the week after Daytona, because we ended up going to Daytona and just won like 10 races each. And yeah. He was a great dude. Somehow accidentally put together one of the most OP truck setups that we had. Levine and I on One Sim. We just take that truck every track, change the spring a little bit, and it was perfect. Didn't have to touch anything else on it. But he's been gone off the sim for quite some time, but would absolutely give you the shirt off his back.
Top line is gone, is dissipated. I mean, they're trying, but you're just seeing more and more cars get to the bottom. I think we're getting closer to pit stops.
You got two cars that are about to lose a lap here. Carvin Ruff and Jordan Slater. Jordan Slater, winner of the duel the other night. Really weird seeing him all the way this far back.
I wonder if they pit already.
That or maybe miss the start?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe expected to stack up early. I can't remember seeing Jordan Slater in the top 5 when we took the green. Neither one of these cars have damage, so no incident that we missed. They were expecting a caution here. They should have probably taken a second read of the room.
I mean, yeah, still green on lap 37. It's very respectable. I mean, not a lot of aggressive moves. Not a lot of low percentage moves. I mean, these guys are thinking with their heads. It's a long race. I mean, you want a clean car at the end. You can fix a lot of damage here under caution, but some of these wrecks are just race enders.
Yep. And right now, if you're Slater, any of these cars have been picked up by the pack here as you've been lapped. You know, you've been running on your own this entire run. You don't really have much an idea what the car is going to do in the pack, especially around these cars, because every car, every driver, different. You know, everybody does different things. We know that, but also, you know, each one of these cars being built different ways, that affects the air that goes to your car a different way. You know, if somebody has that spoiler up a little more, you're going to pull a bit more of a drag off them, a little more draft. Car's going to close up a lot sooner. Somebody a little more trimmed out, you're going to have to work a little bit harder to be able to make that same run happen. So this is a very easy opportunity. They've kind of fouled themselves in mid-pack. Just got to be a little more alert here these first couple laps working around these guys, because you don't know necessarily what that car around you is going to do and what effect it's going to have on your car.
Exactly. Air is big here. I mean, you have the lead car punching in the air, and then everybody around there, it just creates a mixture of it. And it can upset the nose, it can upset the rear. I mean, we saw it. It could happen at any time. And especially to the tri-oval, it's super slick there. If you put the left sides on the paint, there's a possibility it's going to go right, and you just hang on for the ride.
Also, one thing to note too, the pace being backed way down here these last handful of laps. Everybody in fuel save mode throughout the field. Levine across the stripe last time, going 190 miles an hour. And we know when these guys are really punching it here this week, we're hitting about 200, 201 into the corners. So everybody just erring on a fuel-saving strategy. And if you take a listen when these guys roll by, you know, a lot of these guys are half throttle or, you know, off throttle. Although even Levine up at the front's cracking off the throttle every now and then. As we got a bunch of cars coming down pit road already. First stops underway. And I guess Levine and Heitman not on the same call. And, Paul Hill almost spins, but gets into his box, I think.
That was an impressive one. Paul Hill with the skills.
If he had any other pit box, that would have probably been nerve-rattling for him. As we see Derek Heitman already down and away, service complete on the 76 machine. Up at the front of the pack, though, change for the lead. Joseph Causey going to duck down here in front of his 1Sim teammate, Justin Levine. I got a feeling that was strategized over the radio.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Derek was in and out really quick, so I don't know what happened there because the rest of his team.
Causey and Levine both go around. And Levine tagging the wall. You know, I think that's the first time I've seen Justin do that in 1,000 super speedway races I've done with him.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it last night. You gotta prime your brakes, right? It's when you're coming to pits, you gotta just press them a little bit beforehand to get them ready to go. It's really easy to slide them here. I mean, the back tires lock up very easily. It doesn't take much brake pressure, and then it just creates that forward slide.
More cars slipping down pit roads. We look at the replay of Causey sliding through the grass, and that's most likely going to be an unsafe.
So we got a little communication with Derek Heitman. It looks like his pit box was moved. He was in the one box, but now he doesn't know where it's at. So he went down pit road trying to find his pit box, and he had no idea where it was.
Oh, no. No, we did see that in practice, though. You and I did notice that him and Gallimore were double pitted somehow. Maybe some kind of a glitch. You know, it's not off. You know, it's only in league races that we get a full 40-car field.
Got a big pack going on pit road though. One
Oh,
spinning
what
off.
a round in heavy contact with the inside wall. Looks like the machine of Keith Long. It's the 71. And that's heavy damage to the left front of that machine. And that is toe damage. Fenders loose, everything. That car is... I think that one's going to go to the graveyard after this.
Might be a meatball.
It's a left front tire, just deadlocked to the left. That'll be a flat tire if he tries to take it out right now.
Yeah, we saw that last night. You do not want to drive on here with a flat tire.
Oh, absolutely not. They'll pull you off the track quick for that.
Another group coming down. Easy boys. No spins. Good job.
That was always the fun part. Who did it best?
And that's kind of, as a racer, what you pride yourself on, right? It's those pit stops, especially green flag pit stops on a super speedway plate track. It's who can get in their box the fastest and who can lead. And if you're can you keep that group together? If everyone in your group makes it and you guys leave together, that's a success.
So let's see the outside line getting the surge here. DeCiani and Gitter working together still. Gitter going to get the advantage. It's the last pack. A little bit of a lag here to the draw. Going to lose a lot of time here. Might not even be able to attach to this front pack. So we got one car around into the grass, keeping it straight though. That's going to be a huge loss.
Yeah, what we haven't talked about is that exit, that pit road exit, right? That pit road, it is slippery. 4 tires, cold tires, 2 tires, whatever you took, lefts or rights, it is ice. And you cannot be full throttle. If you are full throttle, you are going to be drifting it the entire time. And it is a hard save to make. And as you see there, it's just going to dip them left sides in the grass and they're going to go around.
Got 2 guys up here that are praying for a caution, but we take a look right here. Just gets up there on that banking.
Yep.
It's same thing Waltrip did here that one year. It rips you right around.
Just started pushing up the track. That's what it is. It's that ice.
Also, Levine and Causey did get penalties for the pit entry. So they're both sitting here tagged on into this front pack, but they're both a lap down. Currently running 36 and 37.
Hate to see it. I mean, still a long race. It's definitely plausible for them to get their laps back, but the more people they put a lap down, the longer the line gets. So the fact that they're in this lead pack just kind of hanging on is good on them.
Yeah, they'll have the momentum when they put other cars a lap down. Right now the field having to navigate the traffic of Derek Heitman. Nicholas Isaac's going to step down and pick up the 76 machine.
That's going to cause some chaos. Yep, that's going to cause some chaos.
3 wide here through the trioval. Cross the stripe this time. Looks like it's going to be Davis by a nose. If that was the last lap, that'd be the closest finish we've ever had. It's a long way to go, though. I'm just getting nervous here watching these 2 Chevys pushing on that bottom line and the top.
Yeah, they're a little squirrely there. Got some pushing on the right side, got some pushing on the left side, and that's just not a good combination. Hopefully they're going to get it squared out here, and it looks like they kind of did. Oh.
Another car losing lap here, the 2 machine of Joshua Hyatt. That's a pretty crisp looking paint scheme on that 2 machine this year, though. Black and yellow really brings back memories of Ward Burton from back in the day for me.
Quad button. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to get in the booth. We love Ward around here. Oh, get her blinking out in second place. Or sorry, DeCiani. Oh, and it doesn't. DeCiani, heavy contact with the outside wall and back into the field. Keeps it back up into the outside fence, though. Nobody else caught in it, but that's going to be an early exit because you see the motor is completely blown out from the 5.
Yeah, I think that was the blink, and then Paul Hill, I believe Paul Hill, they were just pushing, and Paul got inside of the car, and some netcode happened, and it just shot DeCiani right up the track. As soon as DeCiani came back, there's nothing you can do.
This right here, that was Causy's. This right here, going just a little bit back, it's Causy's pit entry issue,
man.
And he sent it way too deep in.
He is hauling through there.
Causey does that week in and week out, but normally he smokes the tires coming down pit road. What he messed up on was he didn't smoke them front tires.
He had the rear lock up.
Take another look here. No, currently live actually. As we see Causey and Levine trying to be the first cars. They're the last cars on the lead lap here.
Big stack up on the bottom, though. Accordion effect happening. Everyone looks good to go.
He's starting to tuck back down to that inside line.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That experience, though. I mean, they started, the front 2 cars lifted, right, trying to give air, and there were some people not ready for it, and it just caused a giant accordion. You got some people with some nose damage now. Some holes punched in the grills, and
take a look at the replay right here. And see DeCiani blink out right there. And when he comes back, Paul Hill's already, the nose is inside of the car in front of him. Paul can't even tell that because it was just so minute, that contact there. And then eventually
Justin gets swiped?
Take another look at it here.
I think the right side of Justin's car might have got a little bit of contact with that, but it doesn't look like it's hurting him.
No, tucked in with Causey too. You should be all right for now. And this works out for these guys on the lead lap too. They want to save fuel as much as they can. Well, why not sacrifice 2 lap cars to get the job done? Currently, let's look at Levine's car. It looks like everything's fine. No real wrinkles. He has a little bit of damage to the nose from when he got sideways on pit road because he did hit the inside wall. But as far as any contact there, the 19 Camry looks all right. I swear I thought I saw a car turning into the outside wall there for a second. I'm
watching these guys, and they're trying to figure it out. I mean, there's a lot of moves going on. You got Derek Heitman up top, Patrick Gator trying to get that that 3rd lane formed. They're pushing hard. You got 3 cars in the middle that aren't really together. I think it's just slowing them down. You got a lap car on the bottom. It's starting to get to that time.
Well, as we are 54 laps on the board here, and green so far from the start. We're going to send off to a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back to bring you more of the OB Builders Cup Series here live on the grid.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join the race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And welcome back to the OB Builders Cup Series live on Grid Vision. 58 laps on the board. Race starting to tick down. Oh, big move up here to the top, though. Derek Heitman going to leave the machine of Kevin Zosiak out to dry. Zosiak was leading, decided to go up to the outside line to try and make things easier. And, oh, now it's snowballing here in the direction he doesn't want it to as it kind of falls downhill. Now tucked here at the back of the pack. Currently, though, race leader, the 74 machine of Davis. Those beast mode cars, man, they're looking pretty good here at Daytona this week.
Yeah, beast mode, excellent group, good guys to work with, and one of the best pushers. I mean, Shane is so good. Shane's good, Chris is good. They have it, right? Whenever I'm in a race with those guys, I want to work with them because they know what they're doing, and they'll give you air, and you just have nothing to really worry about.
I've never personally actually had the opportunity to talk to either Shane or Chris. Brother duo, I take it?
I believe they're brothers. I've actually never asked that question.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta figure, right? Both on the same team, same last name. It can't be a coincidence. It'd be nice if iRacing still told us what everybody's region was, because we'd look and be like, oh, they're both from Alabama or Florida or wherever. But
yeah,
iRacing's likes to take away things that we really like, so we have to guess. But that's we also end up with situations like last night's winner being from Chad. Davis from Missouri, and where's Shane? All right, so yep, they're related, brothers, cousins, father, son, maybe. We'll find out if they make it into the podium here.
I know, and I feel like they told me as well, and I want to say they're brothers. I really do. But good group of duos. I mean, I've worked with a lot of beast mode guys, and they're just fun. They're just fun to be around. They're not just good on plate tracks either. They're good everywhere. And
yeah, they're another one of those groups too, where they may not always have the car, but they're gonna make you think they have the car, and they'll convince you every time, because they will get 110% out of a 95% car.
And exactly, and then you like we said earlier, other shops. Beast Mode's one of those teams that I know run. Everybody, I believe, is on different sets.
Yep.
They all don't run the same sets.
They do have the Team Watson backing, stickers all over the car, and everybody on these teams, it gets a little dicey. Everybody likes to throw something different. One driver likes something here, another likes something there. There's a lot of times when, I was running the same stuff as Levine back in the day. Levine would do real good with just a car that was dog loose, whereas me, I'd have to snug it up a little bit because I'm way more aggressive with the throttle on a center exit, whereas Levine likes to just chuck the car into the corner.
Hope and pray. I like this battle, though, for Lucky Dog. Gitter's trying to get Heitman up there to make Causey and Levine kind of a little bit nervous. I mean, this is for lead lap position.
Well, it also works out, too, because if we get a caution right now and, Heitman's on the outside with the nose on that 74 machine of Davis, everybody gets their lap back. But right now, also what Gitter's doing is he's just ensuring that the first car one lap down is that 76 machine he's working with.
Yeah, he's trying here. I mean, it's a good call. I like the call.
Yep, and a field of this caliber, too, you can... It's not like, an NIS when you get a lap car work his way into the mix. It's always awkward. Nobody wants to share a space with them. But, here, everybody's so good. I mean, these guys, if they weren't a lap down, heck, they'd probably be in the same spots right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
these are the cars you want out front. These are the cars with experience. And even though they're laps down, they're showing you how to lead a field.
I can't tell you, too, at the same time, though, nobody is saving anything right now. Pace right now at the end of the straightaway, sitting there looking at 198 miles an hour for Chris Davis the last time by. Going into 3.
I think the first car that's saving is that 12 machine.
Yeah, he's backed that pace up a little bit. Smart call. You're not going to lead it from where you're at right now. Might as well just, hold back, save a little bit of fuel.
Yeah, from 12 on back, I mean, they're all kind of just a car length away, not pushing the issue.
That 12 machine being driven by Brazilian-born Luis Z. Bezerra. Bezerra, that's another one of those guys, man. He always finds himself into the mix at some point, whether it's NIS, A-Open. Yeah, that's another one of those guys you really got to keep an eye out for. He's a good dark horse pick moving through this series. Another beautiful metallic paint scheme here, too, on that 12 machine of Bezerra.
I kind of like what this second pack is doing, though. I mean, you look back in that pack, and they're not really pushed, as I say that, Evan C. about push the 01 Dustin Hall on the left side. That was almost really, or the right side, that was almost really bad. But they're trying to get formed up. They're trying to gather speed. They're 5 seconds back. It's totally doable. I think they get the right cars in line, and I think they're going to go forward.
Yeah, they're fronted by 2 pretty strong plate racers, too. You got B.B. Henry there in that 95 machine, always known to make some noise here at Daytona. Right behind him, runner-up in last season's championship standings, the 6 machine of Brandon Passalacqua. As you see, a little bit of a nervous push right there to the back of the 6 machine. It's going to knock him out of line.
Yeah, I just think they're trying to get formed up right now. There's a lot of communication of them trying to figure out who's the best pusher, who can be pushed. Big wiggle there out of Chris Hudson.
Yeah, he's getting it straight, though. As we got a new car up at the front of the pack right now. Patrick Gitter going to take over the race lead as he stays glued to the back bumper of the machine of Heitman. That's going to mire Levine and Causey back in the pack here a little bit. As you see, they're the first cars on the outside line, but now it's going to be a race between the 2 of them to see who's going to get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some aggressive pushing here to try to get that position back.
Justin and Causey aggressive? Daytona? Are you kidding me? Nicholas Isaacs was thinking about coming up there and covering those two, but thought better of it.
Yeah, I saw that. It just looked like he got a little bit wide there. I don't know if he was going for it or not. He's kind of washing up off the bottom. Not really staying tucked in. He's trying. This looks a little loose in that one machine.
Yeah. Being free here at Daytona is, it feels like a death sentence.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it there coming out of two. He almost dipped them left sides on the paint. The car just doesn't look stable.
This is a scary place to be on that right rear tire for too long.
Top line surge, though. Here we go. It's not over.
Here comes Causey and Levine with Kevin Zosiak and so. Zosiak's been a really good pusher here tonight. It feels like that car kind of bricks off a little bit though when he gets put in the lead.
Yeah, he got left out earlier, and he's like, "Remember me?" I think he's going to be one of these key players.
Absolutely.
See, and here's the thing, though. You said it when he was leading. There's some cars that are just really good at pushing, but when they get to the lead, it just slows down the line.
And it's all about stability. You know, you can't push well if you got a car that's jutting out from underneath you every time you get to the back bumper of somebody or washing up the hill. But if you got a car that can really get around this track without being affected too much by the turbulence off the car in front of you, then you might have something when it comes to, you know, throwing a good shot, because it's all about keeping that nose steady on the rear bumper of the car in front of you. As soon as you start wiggling around, that guy in front of you starts having to counter steer, check up, try to keep the car underneath him. And, you know, every extra input that you're having to make aside from, you know, hammering the throttle to the floorboard, it's just going to slow you down, bog up the line.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I'm really nervous about this one car. He just keeps washing up there when Levine and Causey are pushing each other. And I mean, he's getting really high. I mean, they almost made contact in the tri-oval last lap. Hopefully they clear him here. Yeah, it looks like they are. Here we go. Battle for the lucky dog again.
You go on a heavy block here from Heitman.
Ooh, that was almost bad. Causey almost got too much of that left side. He's still kind of there. He's tucked out.
Look at this. Heitman going to try and control both lanes. Right now, Causey with the advantage. Now Gitter getting to the back bumper of the 76 machine again. Teammates working strong here on this bottom line versus the teammates up top. And it's all about getting somebody back on the lead lap.
Yeah, but I like what Joseph Causey's doing here. He's going, just keep it down just a little bit, right? He's like, I'm not letting you control your temps. As you saw there, Derek did not go high in the corner. So Gitter's going to be hot here. There's going to be a big lift.
About forcing them to burn those engines up. It's also about getting that side draft too. You want to pinch because you want to slow that car down. You want to try and break those guys off each other on that inside line. You get there and you dump air on that right rear quarter on that spoiler. Really stalls out that momentum. Throws a bunch of drag at the car. Do that, it breaks up those two cars. You see it right there with 74 machine of Davis. Causey gets down there, throws a little bit of air on that spoiler, and Davis ends up stalling out for a little bit. You know, he's broken off the back of the one machine of Isaacs now. It's going to take him a little bit to build that charge back up. And the more of those cars you pick up off each other, the more momentum your line's going to make in comparison. But you got to be careful not to get yourself side drafted too in the process, because then you're just all slowing each other down for nothing.
Yeah, you're just going to create two big trains of side by side. There's kind of a technique to it, right? Like right here in the corner, Causey should just a little bit low. There you go, Chris Davis coming up, trying to side draft Causey. I mean, it's a game, and these drivers are doing it really well.
It's so much fun too, because it's nerve-wracking to throw a side draft like that. You know, you got to get right on the "I'll kill you" part of the car to be able to make it work. And it's always, you know, it's like walking blindfolded through a minefield doing that.
Absolutely. And then there's neck code, right? And if you grab that right rear and there's neck code, it's going to turn the car right up into you.
It's terrifying, but you know, I mean, everybody on here is an adrenaline junkie to some extent. Except for maybe Keegan.
Yeah. I'm curious here. Can they get? They're gonna get back up there, but it's gonna take some time. Slowly but surely. Yeah, there you go. You got Justin Levine calling it out.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe we made 75 laps here completely green. And here comes Heitman trying to cover that top line now. Sees him in that mirror, knows that he wants to be in front of him.
Conti's got temp, so he's just going to push through the entire corner. He doesn't care if Derek gets loose or not. There you go.
Oh, Conti's going to hang him out here. Going to try and shove him down the middle. Here comes Levine.
And that 37 car, he said,
perfect
you left me
execution.
out earlier.
That right there, that's two guys that have done this way too much.
Yeah, I mean, that just comes back to haunt you.
Just gonna stall at that outside line for the time being. And a heavy blink from Davis here on the bottom line.
Yeah, big checkup on the bottom. They saw the
It's
blink
gonna-
happening. Oh, here comes Derek. He's not done.
Derek ain't gonna give up. He's gonna try everything he can to try and get back up there to position. Because Derek is a fighter.
I think Derek's going to try to shuffle this 37
Oh,
out.
and they throw a block, and it doesn't work. Just a little too wide with the swing. Now Gitter trying to block Causey, and I don't think that's going to work for too long. Causey now peeking to the bottom here through the tri-oval, and Levine going to come with him.
Yeah, Gitter tried playing all lanes, and it just didn't work out.
I'll tell you what, Causey was nice with him there, though. He could have hooked him around there a couple times. And that's going to hand the lead back over to Zosiak, I believe.
Yeah, the 37 of Kevin Zosiak.
Here's the
pushing,
replay. You see they get the run. Oh, they got hooked up together.
Yeah, I mean, they moved up together, and Paul was just a little bit late. And
Paul had a run when he pulled off the back bumper of the 21 machine, and look at how close. If that was anybody but Causey, I feel like that 21 machine would have been on casters.
that was a really smart move there. He waited for it. He knew he was going to be a lone wolf out there on top and just kind of timed it.
That was incredible.
Great driving by all drivers here. That could have been really bad.
See right now the one sim tandem working the bottom lane here. Causey and Levine battle for the lead right now, though. Zosiak to the inside of Gitter. The lap's really winding down now because we're coming across the stripe here. We're getting ready to get into that 50 to go range.
Yeah, pit stop's about to happen here soon, probably within the next 10 laps. And Gitter's really aggressive with that side draft. I mean, he was there. I wonder if they're going to let Nick Isaacs up and he's going to try to lead Gitter. Nope, he stays down.
Heitman not giving up all over the back bumper here, trying to push that 21 machine back up to the lead. You see, the good news for Heitman is, though, where he's sitting right now, too, you know, he may not be officially back on the lead lap, but he is the first car a lap down.
Yeah.
So if there is an incident, if there is a wreck, caution. Oh, Heitman going to leave him out there. Going to leave a little hole, though, for Gitter. Gitter's going to come back down to the bottom here. Ready for this next round of pit stops. You do get a caution, you know, that does put Heitman back on the lead lap. I mean, this is the best case scenario for all three of these guys.
Yeah, but I'm curious here. I was looking. I believe Derek Heitman is now sharing the pit box with Paul Hill. And if they're together and they're going to pit together closely, that's going to be really confusing.
Definitely going to be something we want to follow up with here. See the field duck down pit road. Handful of them anyway. Derek Heitman leading the charge. And yeah, that would be Paul Hill's pit box, I believe. Let's take a look here. I didn't know that was a situation you could find yourself in here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like Paul went one more box, so maybe they're not sharing. Let's go back and look, but good pit stop there. No spin outs, no slides. Looked like everybody got on there clean.
I love how you and I both remember where Paul Hill's pit box is from the near-death experience he had on the first round of stops.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that half spin that he saved and just went right to the box. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yep, one box after.
It's weird that it threw Heitman in that last box, though, after putting him in the whole box in practice. Might be something with, the duels and everything. The front of the pack right now.
I think we're going to see
Kevin
the second round
Zosiak.
of pit stops.
Yeah, you got to come in here soon. And here it is.
Oh, Causey, slow it down.
Come on, Causey, don't do it again now. Nope, there we go. He got the tire smoke. He should be fine.
He sends it in so deep.
That's Causey every time we put anywhere. If you are in a pit sequence in a race with Joseph Causey and you see a whole bunch of smoke on the front straightaway, don't worry about, preparing yourself for a caution. It's just him entering pit road. He said, my team paid for these tires, and well, I'm going to use every last bit of them.
Yeah, we got a new leader, though. Brian Johnson in the 4.
Brian Johnson's been a really crafty driver here this evening, too. Been really good this speed weeks here for the LB Builders Cup Series for that 4 machine. Was
Yeah,
a
but I'm
really
curious
good
now.
pusher in the duels.
He was a good pusher. How is he being pushed? Haven't seen him leading laps. Really haven't seen him leading any lines. So it's going to be real curious here to see what the times are.
There's one thing I've known about all those Paradigm guys. They don't like you to know what they're capable of until it matters.
I am fully aware of that. Brandon Pasolaco and I had some battles on the road courses and some short tracks, and I'll tell you, they come out when you least expect them.
Yeah, Brandon, Randy, like they just sneak around and tiptoe the first 3 quarters of the race. They just save it all for the end.
Speaking of tiptoeing till the end, where's our friend Adam Benefield at?
He's kind of gotten himself mired in a dodgy situation when the packs split up after that wreck. He's sitting right now in 12th place, but he's pretty far out there in that second pack. He's definitely in a situation where he's probably going to need a caution if he wants to have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, 12 seconds back. That's a rough one.
But if we do get a caution, I can already tell you to keep an eye craned on that 83 Chevrolet. That's another one that likes to make things happen at these big tracks.
That's my beer buddy. We'd be drinking on the track together.
I don't know if we want to promote that, but no. We'll be same split for NIS this year. Might as well drink together ourselves.
They're going back up to the lead pack here. I mean, really interesting. What is it? 6-car breakaway? Oh no, they got to pit.
Oh no, Chris Davis is sideways coming onto pit road and takes the right rear fender on the 4 machine of Johnson.
Oh, he slides his box. Chris Johnson does.
And that was the first mistake Davis has made all night. New race leader, for the time being, Adam Benefield. A bunch of help from that 28 machine. It's Tim Wortman Jr.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get the points or not because I think they got to pit this time, but we just talked about him.
Yep. I think he'll get those 5 points here. They got a pretty sizable gap to the rest of the field if they all come in here, which I can't see why they wouldn't. There we go, Pack coming down.
Oh, big shot.
Oh, that was bad. And yeah, across the stripe, Benefield does get his 5 bonus points there.
There you go. Back to the
Oh, and this is a
chaos.
cluster.
Wow.
And Isaacs is beating the bumper off of that machine of Derek Heitman. He's singling out here to single file. Pack being led by the 2 lap cars of Causey and Levine. Shane Clores found himself in the mix too, trying to get himself back on the lead lap. But here comes Patrick Gitter around the top. A lot of help from the 76 machine of Heitman. They were off center there, though, for a second. That was almost a hook. As you come into 3 and 4, Gitter going to try and take over this pack here.
Yeah, but looking at the fuel situation here, I think they have to do a short fuel.
That was almost dicey. They're giving it all they got right now. You can tell that they know they're racing to the next stop. And one guy that keeps circling himself back into the mix here tonight. And I can't say enough about him. That 11 machine of Paul Gallimore. You know, they say every dog has his day, and I think this might be that for that 11.
Yeah, he just keeps putting himself in the right spots at the right time. And right now, he's kind of just riding. He's a half car back. Just kind of knows what he needs to do.
He's in the best situation for fuel management right now, too, out of these guys. They're going for the win because that outside line is absolutely sending it.
Oh, they're.
Oh man, Gitter's getting knocked so loose through the tri-oval every time, and it's making me nervous.
Yeah, tri-oval's an area that you got to know how to push through it. I mean, that rear end, there's a bump there, and it picks up the rear end, and if you're not ready for it, it's going to take you around. So you're death gripping that wheel through the entire tri-oval because you know the guy behind you is just going to push you through it.
These guys are being extra risky, too. I mean, we talk time and time again about that Chevy nose, and here we are seeing these guys push it to the absolute limit.
And you kind of see it, how it's just slippery. It just doesn't look solid. And
right there, push from Nicholas Isaacs, another Chevy. You saw that wiggle, and it's going to detach that top line here for a couple seconds.
And I don't know if it's Patrick Gitter's paint or not, but that rear bumper just looks real wavy.
He's put a target on it for these places. But here we go. They lined up perfect down the back straightaway this time. Outside line with a heavy charge. They're going to clear about 3-4 cars into 3. And Paul Hill going to be the first one to dive down.
Oh, big push out of Causey out of the corner. Good driving out of Paul Hill. That was a little bit loose for him.
What a story it would be for Paul Hill if he get it done here tonight. Last night, Daytona didn't get the result he was wanting. Just felt like every situation for him was a worst-case scenario. Here he is sitting second place. Just shy of 40 laps to go here for the OB Builders Cup Series.
Yeah, and I got to learn more about Paul Hill last year, right? A few years ago, him and I didn't see eye to eye in a few things, but with this league, we talked more. We raced each other more. We learned a lot about each other, and I could tell you, he puts a lot of pride in his time on the sim. He doesn't have a lot of it, so when he does, he loves it. He loves racing, and you can just see that. I mean, it just looks like he's having a blast out there. He knows the moves to make. It's definitely one to keep out for here in the last 40 laps.
Really good group too. Works over there on Bigfoot Chassis Collective with Joseph Gulata and Richard Garcia and Keegan Sabilo. And those guys, you know, it's a small group, but they put in so many hours, so much work and effort week in and week out. You know, I think I heard that they've worked as far forward as I think Phoenix is what I heard. So they're definitely putting in the effort this season. It's good to see Paul out here running good.
Yeah, Phoenix is our next track that's not plate track. We got Atlanta next. And I'm really curious to see how Atlanta's going to be because I think the package is going to bring something different there.
If we're this slippery at Daytona, I'm actually kind of excited to see what Atlanta's going to bring for us this year.
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta and OB last year was chaos. Like, the runs were few and far in between. I mean, I remember pushing Levine, Wortman. I mean, all those guys. I don't even know how we scraped out the finish there because it was just so hard to push. You just couldn't generate runs. And I think with this new package, you're going to see a completely different race. I'm really happy with what they did with the next gens.
I'm really nervous though at the same time for Atlanta because, you know, you and I both know firsthand how bad the aero pull off the rear spoiler is. You know, it was kind of bad last year. Like, there's some places, some tracks where it was really pronounced, but it feels like it's everywhere we go now.
Oh, yeah.
And with the diameter of the corners at Atlanta, I feel like you're going to see a lot of cars snap sideways.
Man, I'm looking at this front group, and it is...
This is the hardest I've ever seen anybody race for a lucky dog. Front two rows. Fired up with lap cars. Nicholas Isaacs, though, taking the lead up there on that outside lane in the one machine. Isaacs, another one.
Save it, Gitter. What a save from Patrick Gitter.
I wish we had heart rate. Oh, and that's not going to be one, though. Around goes Isaacs up in front of the field, and in front of Gitter. Heavy contact with the outside wall, and we're going to stay green.
How are we green?
Nobody got fully turned around until they were off the track.
Wow. What a sequence.
Put it out. There's debris all over the racetrack. Put it out. Where's David Hoots when you need him? And such an unfortunate break for Isaacs.
He tried to save it too. You can see him on the brake, on the gas, trying to get the rear end to snap the other way around. It just looked like you saw Gitter have the save in the tri-oval, and then everybody.
Oh, you could feel it coming.
Yeah, it just the aggressiveness. Here we go.
Right here, just a little bit of contact coming in. They get off center, detach, comes back across Gitter's nose, and
I think it looked like he was trying to come down with Heitman. Heitman was moving down to the bottom.
That's a common mistake you see here at these super speedways. Really unfortunate break for Isaacs. And somebody that definitely wanted a good result here. Causey coming down pit road alone.
Well, that's an interesting call. You never want to pit alone. A drive-through?
What would he have a drive-through for right now?
I don't know.
Maybe gotten damage from this somehow?
You get a meatball?
See, you know what? It's possible. He got turned right across the nose. I mean, it didn't look like the car was yawed out or anything. Oh.
That is a weird one. I don't know. Your leader though, Kevin Sosiak, with 3 lap cars in front of him.
Yeah, he kind of drew the good end of the luck there. That's a sizable gap. 2 seconds at Daytona.
Oh yeah, Derek Heitman knows this 72 doesn't really understand what needs to happen. He just kind of happens. He just pushes there. I think this is a good move though, because Derek's gonna push Levine, and I think that gap's gonna grow.
What's crazy is the gap was already growing when it was set up like that with Shane Clore there in the middle. Zodiac better be careful. He's slipping pretty far off of this pack. He really does not want to fall up into that second pack, because he would erase any opportunity of winning this thing if he doesn't stay in tow with that 72 machine.
And they're going to eat him alive. That draft's going to come quick, and Gitter's going to get a sniff of it, and they're just going to fly by him.
And look at how much they're closing now.
Oh, yeah. Look, you got, who's that? Shane Davis, Paul Gallimore lined up. They both know how to push. I see this gap coming down.
Yeah, it's going to be coming down in a hurry. As we roll across the line here to complete lap 101, field in the hands of Kevin Zosiak. We want to have a quick word from our sponsors, and we'll be back to bring you the rest of the racing action here on the grid.
But experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And you see it here. The field has caught back up to this first pack. Patrick Gitter now working the outside lane with a bunch of help from the 79 machine of Shane Davis. Davis going to tuck back down in line here, though. Outside line stalled back out. Everybody's going to kind of single file it here to try to set themselves up for the closing laps. It's choo-choo train time.
Gitter wanted the lead. He tried to shoot out. No one followed him. And Shane let him back down. He saw what was happening. He said, no, come back down. Let's save some gas. Smart moves here. I mean, 1 cycle left. It's going to be a quick stop. It's coming down in the end.
You gotta love it when, the guy that is going to try to blow your doors off, come to the checkered flag, says, you know what, man, I'll make a hole for you. We'll come back down. I'll stay with you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just top-tier racer etiquette. We'll save it till the line.
Thing you love about plate racing. Right now, Zosiak leading a bunch of laps here. Great start to the season for that 37.
Yeah, he's just, he's kind of far back.
I think he's just being aggressive at saving right now.
I mean, that's a possibility. It's definitely a possibility. 46, 6. Yeah, he's definitely saving. He's trying to take as little fuel as possible.
Good showing for him, though. Highest running at the Stealth Racing cars tonight. Together, good performance.
There's a
Looking
second
little
pack.
further back. Yeah, and these guys right here, they've just been praying for a caution for about 50 laps. See a little bit of nose damage there to the 6 machine to Passalacqua.
Just a tough
This right
spot
here,
to
this
be
is
in.
this is purgatory for a racer here at Daytona. You get a little
Like the
look
decals.
to the front. Yeah, great decals.
Yeah, he just got punched. Little hole punch there in the front.
And a little broken nose. Happens to the best of them.
Great.
I've always
camera
liked
work.
I've always liked, absolutely. Our fearless dear producer always puts in great work for us. But I've always liked Brandon's paints, man. They're always, simple and to the point.
Yeah, I mean the decals are good. They're simple. For me, simple's better. Like just a simple car just looks so good under the lights during the day. It does it for me.
Plus clutter, and the camera zoomed out too. Everything scales right because there's not a whole lot of busyness going on. So you pan the camera out, you're like, oh yeah, that's Brandon's car. Zoom in, yeah, there it is. Whereas some cars get a little grainy when you pull away from them when they got too much stuff going on with them. It's all about that recognition, especially for us up here in the booth. Crosby back there. Oh, I could tell that car from a mile away.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the biggest issue, right? Like in the leagues, everyone's numbers are on their car. When you're broadcasting an iRacing race, we run different numbers on our cars, and we go off of iRacing numbers, so it gets really confusing.
Always. First 2 or 3 weeks up in the booth, it took me forever to figure out: do I call the number that everybody sees, or do I call the number on the sheet? And I realized everybody pays $25 a year for custom numbers. Might as well make that $25 worth it.
Absolutely. You might see 3 or 4 of the same numbers, but we all have different styles. I don't see a 27 out here though, so my number's still a lock.
Yeah. It's out of tribute for you, Roger. 27 was the first number I actually ran with long term. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about numbers and stuff, but all these numbers mean something to these drivers. There's a meaning behind it. A lot of times that they run it, and sometimes when you go into a league, your number's taken. You have to pick your second favorite or third, but they all have meaning, right? And there's always a meaning behind everyone's pick.
For me, it was I was running the 25 on NR 2003. Then I joined a new league, and pretty much every number that I liked was taken, so I ended up having to go 27. And it just kind of stuck. Our producer runs 64 on every car because he loves Nintendo 64, and I currently run 13. It's a number that's kind of followed me my entire life, and I figured, why not?
Yeah, the 27 comes from. So I have a birthday January 23rd. My brother's October 23rd, right? And then my mom's January 27th, and my niece is October 27th. So kind of that dual deal. I run the 27 because of my niece and my mom.
I was born on the 13th, and my grandmother's license plate had 2 13s in it. As wild as that is, so I figured this year maybe to bring me a little bit of luck. Currently, up in front of the pack, the number is 37 as Kevin Zosiak continues to lead. Everybody kind of single filed out as we hang around here podcasting, talking about numbers. And well, you're watching at home. What's your favorite number tonight?
Kind of curious here when they're going to pit. It's going to come soon. Unless they think they can make it.
Everybody running single file. I mean, I'm looking at Levine right now. He's running 189 miles an hour at the front of the pack. Are we saving enough fuel to maybe make it to the end? You know, there's a lot of things you can do inside the car, too, aside from just, run less throttle. You can also, pop the clutch on corner entry for about a millisecond. And all that, it doesn't seem like much at first, but you do that for 30, 40 laps. It can give you about a set of corners.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of tricks here, right? When you pop the clutch, you got to be smart about it because the rear tires do grab. And kind of this gap here that Kevin has, what you can do is go half throttle or 3/4 throttle, lift here, and not lift, but grab the clutch, right? And then release the clutch here, get back in it. And then about every 150 feet, you're grabbing the clutch, grabbing the clutch, grabbing the clutch. And that little bit adds up. It's a very hard tactic to do. I don't think.
Oh, here we go. I think Gitter thinks he's good. I think he thinks he's good on the numbers right now, or he's tired of it. Try to get up there to the top, pulled a side draft. Not able to build the run, though. Zosiak able to get the throttle and get the draft off the 72 machine at floor. And he's going to hang on to the lead for now, but you can tell Gitter's made up his mind what he's going to do next.
Yeah, Gitter has decided that Kevin no longer needs the lead. I think he's going to start timing runs here, figure out what he needs to do by himself, because I don't know if these guys are going to go with him yet. It's still a little bit too early. I don't know if these guys know if they're good on fuel or not. I mean, there's a lot of apps we use to calculate all that. We know the times we need to run, we know the throttle percentage, and it's close.
And also, how about this, too? Sitting there in the third place at the moment. Paul Gallimore, winner of the Tate Crosby Pole Award this week. Started this thing off from the front, trying to make a clean sweep of speed weeks. Is he going to be able to do it?
He's in a good
He's
spot
right
for
there.
it.
I always loved being the third place car coming to the checkered flag at one of these super speedways because it more often than not worked out with a win.
Third is kind of the key player here, right? Third is where you want to be, and you have 3 lap cars who are pulling this line along, so they're going to use that draft too, and it's gonna create some weird runs because let's say there's a wreck on the last lap, right? Well, no, this league doesn't do green, white, checkers.
It'll be over.
It's gonna be over, yeah. It's gonna be really interesting.
These guys, especially further back, are probably praying that a caution happens now within the next 3 to 6 laps because we are running out of time.
Gitter is getting impatient, and you can see it in every corner. He is pushing Kevin up to that 72 machine floor, and it's coming.
Oh, yeah. He needs to know if Gallimore's going to work with him, and every time he fades out, Gallimore stays in line. That's the only thing that's going to be difficult for Gitter. You know, he doesn't have DeCiani, and he doesn't have Heitman up here with him right now. He's completely on his own, and, you know, he's only worked with those 2 other cars all night long. Paul Hill's not here to help him either. Paul and him were working together pretty well earlier on, too.
Yeah,
Paul's mired back there.
A little bit farther back, a couple cars back, but I'm curious here to see if Gitter's using his experience to help him out here. He's getting close to Kevin. He's getting right up on that bumper, and all Kevin sees in his mirror is that chrome hood, right? And that's all it takes. If Kevin washes up off the bottom and Gitter's there, Gitter's going to put his nose there.
And with Gitter there on the bumper, it's just all about intimidation right now for him at this point. You know, he runs the RCR paint schemes for a reason, not just because they look cool. He crossed the line that time. Just shy of 10 laps to go, Kevin Zosiak, who could have had this circled, leading at Daytona with 10 laps remaining. Somebody we don't get to talk about a whole lot. Somebody that, you know, doesn't always have the best of luck, but tonight, if he can just get this thing around here in P1 for 10 more laps, it'll be a massive withdrawal from the old bank of luck.
Yeah, good way to start the year. Good points night. I mean, it's all going to come down to it.
And just a great shot in the arm, too, for the confidence. You know, it's Daytona. It's anybody's game, but at the same time, you know, only one person can win it. And you got to put everything together perfectly. So far, he's done just that. Avoided the chaos. Worked his way through traffic. Got up here to the front. Has had perfect pit stops. Time the run's right. Just do it for a couple more laps, man. See a little bit of movement. Shane Davis poking out of the line here. The 79 machine.
Oh, interesting call. Derek Heitman down. Patrick Gitter down.
Josiak staying out. Rest of the field has to pit. You know, we still have a potential for a yellow.
That was an odd entry. It's looking like they all might have to pit still. It's sounding like they're like 3 laps short.
Yep, Zosiak just signaled he's going to be pitting. So your race leader getting ready to come down. And if he can bring this whole line of cars down behind him, he can bring Paul Gallimore and Wiles and Becerra, he's going to be in a good spot. Stay out this time.
We saw it in the duel tonight. They said pit this time, and it was the next lap.
Yep. Still can't believe that. Still can't believe that one crash wasn't a caution in here earlier.
I'm trying to find some updates on the duels. I don't have them.
Chase Elliott, winner of Duel 2, by the way. Anybody watching at home that was curious, Carson Hocevar finished P2 as we got leaders coming down pit road. Zosiak, and it's decent entry there for the 37 machine. Got a little close to the back of Levine, but no harm, no foul. A couple cars still staying out here. Field in the hands now of Paul Gallimore, as he's got help from Becerra and Shane Davis, as well as Chris Vinson.
That last lap, though, from Paul Gallimore was a 47. Does he have enough?
I can't think of anybody that was more aggressive on saving. You saw Gitter kept trying to make moves to the outside to make something happen. And Gallimore was just straight to fuel saving from the second he left pit road. As you see the big pack work themselves past through 1 and 2. But currently,
oh yeah, they're heavy saving, almost a 48 coming across the line.
And they are pushing right now. Just 6 laps to go to figure it out here from Daytona. Does Paul Gallimore have enough fuel to make it happen? Started this thing off from the pole. What a storybook ending to a storybook week it would be for that 11 machine.
I I think Lewis is pushing just a little too hard for them trying to save.
I'm nervous. I don't see how you can save 3 laps of fuel over Patrick Gitter here.
That was a 48.4.
I don't see how it's possible, but where there's a will, there's a way. I mean, how many times have we, said in the past that we didn't think that Conklin was going to make it on fuel, and somehow he does it.
Yeah, the Conky's
An animal.
Yeah, I couldn't think of, yeah, animal.
I don't think he's human at this point. At a turn 4, though. With the lead, Paul Gallimore leading the 12 machine of Louis Bezerra. Shane Davis sitting there in 3rd. That is your front row. All packed up here on this fuel mileage strategy. Chris Vincent tagging along to make it a 4-car breakaway up at the front. And into 1 and 2. How long do they have left on the tank? Heavy lifting, heavy saving right now. I feel like Gallimore's been off the throttle more than he's been on it this stint.
If I'm a guessing man, I feel like Paul is clutching and Lewis is pushing him, and Lewis doesn't realize it because 180 into the corner is insane.
Yeah, I got a feeling that's what's up too, or maybe engine cut off as well. Well, no, you can't do that in this car anymore. Never mind. Can in the B though.
Yeah,
there you go. You heard it right there. You heard that blip?
Yep.
Yeah, he's hitting that clutch here and there. Tell you what, if it works out for him, it'd be a huge upset. I wouldn't really call it an upset, but, for Gitter it would be. 1 car broke off. Shane Davis came down pit road there. Didn't see that he was going to be able to make it to the end.
Just Chris Vincent has enough.
There's a huge gap here.
This is a massive gap.
Yeah, it's second pack. They saved up enough somehow. It's such a massive gap for them. There's no way they'll be able to close it. I mean, honestly, these guys right here behind Gallimore run out. He could very well end up coasting around here.
20 seconds. That's a corner. Corner and a half. I mean, it's a little bit. That's a long way though out of 4.
Oh no, we got a caution.
Wow.
Oh no. Huge crash in the tribal. Just about the whole field. Well, no, that's going to be race. If Gallimore can lip around 2 laps under caution, he's won from Daytona.
Wow.
That is amazing. Yeah, the white flag in the air. And he can lip it from here. What a night for him. What a week. Started this thing off on the pole. Gonna bring home the trophy as well.
That's I think that's our 1, 2, 3 right there.
Yes, it is.
Great strategy call. I mean, you saw him heavy saving early on.
That's perfect. And you know what? I mean, you could say something about it ending under yellow, or you could say something about it, being a fuel mileage win. You can't take anything away from that cat in that 11 car tonight, though. He started on the pole for a reason. That car was bad fast, and I don't think there was a single moment during this entire race where you didn't see him up there in that top 5.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it. This is a strategy game, and it's not easy to fuel save here, right? He got speed weeks, he got the dual win, he got the pole. had a good race early on, played high IQ moves, got to a good spot with 40 to go and just started saving. Knew he could do it. Knew he had the talent, and you just see him here. I mean, that's impressive. That's an impressive win. In this field with these guys,
and limping around under the caution to take the checkered flag, Paul Gallimore is your winner of the Team Conti Sim Performance 325 from Daytona. And what a way to start the season for him. That's perfect execution all week long.
Yeah, all the drivers coming congratulating Paul. That's awesome. That is a driver's victory right there.
Absolutely. It was high IQ start to finish. Him getting a congratulatory push there from the 33 machine of Chris Vinson. And we'll find out if he's got enough fuel to cut a burnout.
Oh,
And
I don't think
Benefield
so.
coming over to pop the door in a little bit, help him make it through the template after the race. We'll all but conclude our broadcast from Daytona this week, and I'll tell you what, man, it has been an incredible week of racing. iRacing really hit it out of the park here with this package. We've seen some great action all week long. I'm actually kind of sad to see it go.
Yeah, but we got Atlanta, man.
Yeah, we got. Look, I'm happy that it's exciting there, but I miss having to drive Atlanta, you know?
Yeah, I do. I get it.
Travel here to take the checkered flag. Looks like he's got enough pep in his step to at least get it sideways. Paul Gallimore going to try and burn it down here on the start-finish line if the cell will hold. And going to send it through the grass here. A little homage to the big man himself in the 3 from the 98 victory here. Does he have enough to burn it down? Questionable.
It's so hard to do a
In
burnout on
reverse.
these banks.
Oh, it's terrible. I always lock it up by the start-finish line on the transition and let it smoke off. He's going to do something a little different here.
I think he realized he needed to get on the flats.
No, he's just going backwards here on the front straightaway. Not quite a... does this count as a Polish victory lap?
I don't know what this is.
I can tell you it handles like a forklift. I've done it a few times. So we get a look at the race results, and winning Team Conti Sim Performance 325 here from Daytona is Paul Gallimore in the 11 machine. Lee Becerra comes home second place over Chris Vincent third. Fourth going to Brandon Pasolaco with Randy Mullins in fifth. Sixth place going to be the 4 machine of Brian Johnson, followed by Evan C. in seventh. Eighth going to Patrick Gitter, with ninth going to Chris Davis. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Paul Hill.
Yeah, 11th we have the 37 of Kevin Sozak. 12th will be William Deeney. Kyle Holden in 13th. Adam Benefield in 14th. Thomas George 15th. 16th will be Daniel Wiles. PB Henry in 17th. Chris Crosby 18th. John Bitter 19th. And 20th it'll be Chris Hudson.
As the teammates burn it down on the start-finish line, 21st is going to be Luke Christian, followed by Tim Wortman Jr. in 22nd. 23rd going to Alexander Carr, with Derek Heitman coming home 24th. 25th place, Justin Levine, followed by Rich Kleinman. 27th going to Shane Clore, with Greg Carr, Shane Davis, and Carvin Ruff running at the top 30.
And 31st we have Jose Medina, followed by Joshua Hyatt in 33rd, Jordan Slater, Dustin Hall 34th, and Joseph Causey 35th. Nicholas Isaac will be 36th, 37th Paul Whitley, 38th Matt DiCiani, 39th will be Keith Long, and 40th Russell Black.
And the TB Fast lap of the race is going to go to the 28 machine of Tim Wortman Jr. So congratulations to him for setting an absolute scorcher of a 45.292 in race pace. I mean, he was booking it in the draft there. As a $25 cash prize as well to the Fast Lap winner of the week. the TB Fast Lap of the Race Award. It'll be really coming in clutch here with the prizes this season. So these guys got a lot more on the line this year than they did last season. As $150 to our first place finisher, $75 going to second, and third getting, I heard 25, right? Then for that is $25 at third place. So that entry fee and sponsorship's going a long way here to help this series grow. But as we start to wind down here, waiting for the drivers to get up into the green room, and I've broken something here. I'm going to pull up our third place finisher tonight, the driver of the 33 machine, Chris Vincent. And Chris, just talk me through your race, man. Daytona, it's always chaotic. It's always something different. What felt different about tonight?
Nothing. We had a good game plan going in. Shane came up with a good pit strategy. We followed it to a T, stayed with each other all race, and we were still 3 laps to the good at the finish line.
So how close were you guys to running out there when that caution came out? Do you think you could have made it? I know you guys were saving crazy.
No, we were good. We were good from the time we left the pit box. I was a lap and a half to the good, and we just gained it from not having to push anybody and just riding. And we knew everybody around us couldn't make it.
No kidding. That is crazy because everybody else was completely tapped out. Oh, with the big second place finish here tonight, going to Atlanta next week. How you feeling about your odds hitting another super speedway?
Super speedways are super speedways. They're a dice roll for me. Either I'm up front or I get wrecked. So let's hope for another podium finish. I'll take another one.
Oh, Chris, it was great seeing you get some good luck on your side here tonight and get a solid finish out of it. With the third place finish here from Daytona.
Who caused the crash? Like, what happened for the yellow? I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
We are just now actually getting a peek at the replay. Hang on, bear with me here. We'll get another spool on it. Looks like Lou Christian and Chris Hudson got together. Maybe it looked like a pusher pushing the pusher situation. Nice. Everybody's trying to get it too much here at Daytona.
Correct. All right. Thanks for you guys for putting on a great broadcast as usual. Thank Team Watson, all the teammates today. Everybody put on a good show tonight.
Well, congratulations on the excellent start to the season. Looking forward to seeing what you're capable of next week at Atlanta, and thanks for coming up here and chatting with us, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And we're going to hand it on over to Roger Pierce with our second place finisher here tonight. Good old Louis Bezerra.
Hey, Louis, it's Roger in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man.
Hey, man, 130 laps, Daytona. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me how your race went.
Man, my English is not so good, but I'm so happy to race here. The league is tough, guys. I think the best of our racing. The race was so hard. I did try to save inside, and I'm surprised with the results. But I want to thank my sponsors. Hebron, Indústria Farmacêutica. I will talk in Portuguese. Hebron, Indústria Farmacêutica, WSC Group, Grupo de Logística, Energia Imobiliária e mais, e Player Games, Jogos Mobile. Is this?
Well, man, I mean, you did really well. You pushed really well. You saved really well. You didn't really have any issues on pit road. Proud of that P2. Proud of the points you made. Excited to see you in this league, and I'm excited for the year you're going to have.
Thank you, man. I'm so happy to stay here.
All right. Well, that's Luis Becerra, P2. Looking forward to Atlanta.
And what a great drive for Louis Becerra to get the job done here for second place. Another congrats going out to him as we get ready to pull up. Well, we'll pull up the man of the week because start this thing off with the big pole award and sealing the deal with the big win from Daytona. Paul, just tell me, man, it feels magical, doesn't it?
This is unbelievable, man. I really wouldn't have thought with this quality of field that I would even, if I come in here thinking, all right, getting a pole, I can do that, but surviving these things. But these guys are so good in this league. Ran it clean all the way to the end. I mean, it was just some. And our guys just had a great call there for getting a stretch to the end of this thing. And I still had quite a bit of fuel left to even make it. Should we have not got that caution? So we were sitting pretty. But man, I'm thrilled, man. This is like to come in here and do this at Daytona of all places. It's just amazing to me.
Well, Paul, I've been up here, a while now for OB, and I've gotten the opportunity to cover you in a lot of races, whether it's through here, A Opens, NIS, what have you. I've noticed the luck has never truly 100% been on your side. It's always been kind of hit or miss. Something just doesn't work out according to plan. But one thing that I have noticed, give yourself some credit, man, because on these super speedways, you always find yourself up in the mix. So definitely something good to take home from that. But how are we feeling going into Atlanta next week? Think we can go for the repeat?
Most definitely. All that you said there, we get to a super speedway, it can always be an equalizer. These guys are just great on any track we go to. So anytime you can come out with a win like this. And then going to Atlanta is not going to be an easy task at all. Same style of racing, but there's a lot more lift there. It's tight there. We know how it is. So hopefully we'll have a great car there. It's just like we did here, that handles perfect, sucks up, helps push, all the good things we need at a place like that to get us to the end, and hopefully see the checkered and maybe take another one home. That'd be great.
Well, Paul, with the big win, the big bucks coming from the pole as well as the win itself, who all do you want to thank and shout out for the performance this evening?
Absolutely. Everybody over at Team Watson Racing Setups, Brandon Bikey, Kenny Copeland, those guys, man, they built a fast, hot rod. And, Buff, those guys, they've put down some speed this week. And, man, I can't be more happy with working with those guys. Also, Icon Apparel Company out of Michigan, of course, you guys here for putting on the Grid Vision, for putting on a great broadcast all the time. GMD Janitorial LLC, that's Chris Davis's janitorial company out of Missouri there. And OB, Randy with OB Builders, and everybody for putting this thing on. Without them, we wouldn't have a chance to do this. And everybody who watches, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I hope they enjoyed the show.
Paul, congratulations again on the big win here tonight. So excited to see what you do this year because it's definitely starting off on a high note for you, and I hope that momentum carries forward.
Thanks, sir. Let's go crack open a cold one.
That's exactly what I'm going to do as soon as I get off of here. I can promise you.
Damn right.
Not a problem, Paul. Sorry for cutting you off there. But to wind things down here this evening after what just an incredible start to the OB Builders Cup Series season. I mean, we had a couple of little incidents on the track, nothing big enough to merit a caution until we got to that 2-lap to go window. 128 laps of green flag racing at Daytona is something incredible. How are you feeling about it, Roger?
Man, I think these guys put on the show. I mean, this is exactly what you want to see on this platform. A lot of smart moves, good pushes. Like you said, 128 laps, green flag. That's just impressive in its own right. This league always performs, though, when it comes to that. They did it so well last year. Excited to see it this year. I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good year.
Absolutely. It's a blast to start this thing off. I'm so happy that we're back here in the booth covering the series, and so excited to see what's coming in the near future. But as it sits now, that's going to wrap up what we have here this evening from Daytona. Team Conti's Sim Performance 325 was an absolute banger. And from the entire Grid Vision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or supported by gridvision.live, contact us on Facebook, Discord, or at info@gridvision.live. A special thanks goes out to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash Sim Cams, providing the beautiful cameras used on all of Grid Vision's broadcasts. Congratulations again to Paul Gallimore on the win here tonight from Daytona. This has been Shawn Atkins, and I've been joined by Roger Pierce and our dear producer, Austin Darbyshire. And we will see you next time on the grid.